Hi everybody, and my name is Sharon, and I'm from Peace and Ease Coaching. And today I want to talk about why most people fail at their health goals. So I've identified about 6 main reasons why people don't succeed at their health goals. And I'll break this down for you. First of all, change is hard. It takes perseverance to make permanent change, and the reason why people have a hard time persevering is because they haven't fully explored their why. And you have to really have an important reason why you want to do something, why you want to make a change, because you'll have setbacks along the way. And in order to kind of tough these out, you need to have the long view as to why this is really important for you. So you want to make sure that you really fully explore your why before you begin to think about the how you're going to do it. Second of all, most people see change as a discrete effort. So what I mean by that is that people see change as having a beginning and a middle and an end. And so what's really important is to realize that change kind of looks more like this. You begin, you start, you get a little bit of a ways down the road, then you have a setback and you kind of step back a few steps, and then you start again and you get a little bit further down the road and you stop for a while and you think, oh, I better start up again, and so you start up again. And so change looks like that. It's rarely linear. So it's important to kind of see that change has challenges. You're going to have setbacks. You're going to have barriers along the way. Something's going to come up in your life, and maybe you'll maybe stop doing what you're trying to do. And so what's most important here is that there's learning in all of this. And so what may work in the past may not work now, but what may not work in the past what may not have worked yesterday may work today. So the third reason is that most people make changes that are way too hard to sustain. They think they need to set goals that are too big, and they have to change everything at once. But the truth is, small changes can make a really big difference. And because they can have a positive cascading effect. So you may start with a small goal, and by succeeding with this task, you can build confidence in yourself, and you'll build skills while doing it. So you'll feel like you want to take on more. And so, but if you start right out of the gate with something too big, you will most likely not succeed. So for an example, if let's say you want to meditate and you think, okay, I'm going to meditate for 30 or 45 minutes, 5 or 6 times a day, and you're starting out with that goal, you most likely aren't going to succeed. It's just often too much for most people to start out with. So to give you a personal example, years ago when I started trying to create a formal exercise plan for myself, I thought, okay, I'm going to start jogging. And had never jogged before. And so my plan was to start out jogging a mile every day for the first week. And then the next week, I'd maybe do 1.5 miles or 2 miles, and so on. And I'd do it almost every day. So you can imagine I lasted about a week. And what did I learn at that time? I learned that I hated running. So years later, I really figured out what worked for me. And so I started out doing something I actually like to do, which was walking. And that's certainly a legitimate exercise to start out with. And then slowly I worked up to doing some walking and running intervals. And then over the course of several months, I worked up to being able to run a 5K. And so as I got used to running, I really started liking it. And I didn't just run, I took an exercise dance class, and that was really fun for me. So that kind of segues into my next reason why people often fail, is that they feel like they have to force themselves to do something they don't like to do. And so make it fun. Taking a dance class made me look forward to exercise, and I was mixing things up, and that really helped keep going. So the next reason why people fail is a lack of planning and support. So it's true that when people buddy up and exercise or doing some kind of change, or they hire a coach to check in with them or a personal trainer if they're trying to figure out an exercise plan, they're more likely to do it. You know, they've paid for it, they've got some skin in the game, they've got somebody who's checking in with them. And it takes time to to make change a routine for yourself. And so support and accountability and planning are really key here in being successful. And often, you know, in terms of planning, many people don't chunk a goal down into smaller steps to determine what they need to do to prepare for that task in order to succeed. So the key here is to make the effort as automated and as easy as possible in order to succeed in it. So for an example, if you want to use the gym at work, you may need to think about all the steps that go into getting there. So blocking the time out on your calendar, trying to figure out if you have to leave late from work or you have to leave early to go to work to fit that in, and all the things that you need to do to set that up. Do you need to go to bed earlier so that you get enough sleep so you can wake up earlier? Do you need to prepare your lunch and get your workout stuff together and have it with your work stuff so that you know to bring it and you're all ready so you can run out the door? And so maybe you start out exercising once a week at work, and then maybe you fit a walk in with your family during the weekend. And so you're starting out at exercising a couple times a week, which is a pretty good start if you're not exercising at all. And then the last reason that people fail is that they feel like if they make a slip, if they don't do what they set out to do, they feel like they failed. They really shame and beat themselves up. And so know that your efforts are experiments. You know, you're trying to figure out what sticks. You're learning what's working and what's not working. And so what's important is for you to have the belief that if one thing doesn't work, you'll try something else. And eventually you'll figure out what works best for you in your life. So I appreciate you listening in today, and have a wonderful day and take care.